to the break. For me, your man, Louie T, here on the Command Post Live. You know what it is. Post up, take command. Yesterday was rough. I wanted to read a couple of tweets from people that have covered the team, specifically John Keim, right? Covered the team a pretty long time, going back into the 90s. And he said this following the game. And then I'm going to read one from JP Finley, too. Let's see. I got to find it first. I just had it. Let me see. Maybe I'll find it going about it in a different manner. I know JP Finley had a tweet, and maybe he responded under JP Finley's tweet. Let's see. I can't find it. I can paraphrase. It's not a big deal. JP Finley said that it was one of the worst home losses he's seen in recent memory. You know, you ask the fans to come out, they fill the stadium, you get a sellout crowd, and that's the product you put out. John Keim pretty much said, I've been doing this a long time, and this one ranks up pretty high in terms of the worst, home primetime defeats. We got games with names. Swinging Gate, Monday Night Massacre. We got games with names on primetime television. And he said that this one is pretty high up there. The difference between those games and the one we saw last night is that the one we saw last night came against a winless team that you were supposed to trounce, that had all kinds of off-the-field issues. They literally just traded a receiver that they traded for last year because that guy didn't buy into the program. They literally traded that guy this morning, told him to stay away from the team the last 2 weeks. And they came into our house, won the coin toss, accepted the rock first, and then proceeded to kick the living shit out of us. 27-3 at half, 40-20 was the final score. I know you've heard from Ron. We listened last night. We listened today. He's not making any staff changes. We already knew that was going to be the case. Go figure. You've heard my voice enough. Now I want to hear yours. I told you guys, when you speak, I listen. And a number of you have said, hey, I want you to bring the phone calls back. I'm not bringing it back. Okay, I'm playing around with a couple of different ideas, and maybe one may come to fruition. But in extreme situations like this, feel like it's a necessary evil that we open up the phone lines. So with that said, let me make sure that you guys are abundantly clear how this works. Each call, and we're not staying up here all day, okay? You got until about 6:15 and we're getting out of here. So each call, maximum amount of minutes is 5, okay? If you exceed the 5 minutes, you will be banged on, okay? No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'll try to be as nice as I can about it, but it ain't no, hey, one more thing. It's going to be one more thing. Boop. Once you get to the 5 minutes, okay? Say what you got to say. If there's a back and forth dialogue, so be it. Get in, get out, because there are other people that want to call, right? So with that said, and any super chats that we get, we'll get to those as well. Generally, when we do these, super chats come first, phone lines come second, but I want to hear from you guys. So, and we'll get to those supers as well in between these phone calls. But open up the phone lines. You guys are welcome to call in, and let's hear it, man. So phone lines are officially open. We do have a super chat. I'll read that while the phone lines get busy. Red Ball Manders, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, what happens if everyone gets eliminated in the survivor pool at the same time? So we've had that happen before where everyone was eliminated. We do have a caller in. I'm going to answer that. All right. Hang tight. Hang tight. Oh, lost that caller. Sorry. So if everybody gets eliminated in that same week, then all the players that were in the pool prior to that week getting started would be reinstated, and you would play that week over again. So, for instance, if you got down to the last week, you had 2 participants left, they both lost, then those 2 participants, normally the house gets the money, right? At that point, everybody loses. Nobody survived. But if there's a mass outing, like say there's 12 people left and all 12 get eliminated, we reinstate the 12 and you go at it again. But if it gets down to like 2 people and neither one of them win, you're both eliminated, then the house gets the money. That's usually how it works. But generally, I try to make sure somebody wins, that there is a survivor. But technically, there's no survivor if it happens that way. You're on with your man, Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
You're speaking with Timothy.
What's going on, Lou? What's going on, man?
So the season's not over, but I'm already getting to that moment where I'm like apathetic because I'm still kind of angry, but like I'm not as hot as I've been in the past. I'm more angry that I spent my money to go there. I'm thinking this is going to be a good game. You know, there's a little shuttle at the metro station took to the stadium, and like nothing but Bears fans on there. Like 3 Commanders, my brother, and like one or 2 other Commanders fans. And I'm like, oh, they're like, yeah, we're gonna win. We getting this first win. I'm talking so much cash. I'm like, man, this defense been letting up 30 to different teams, but y'all ain't getting 30. Y'all trash. Y'all seen y'all O-line. Y'all seen y'all defense. I'm talking so much cash. There's this Bears fan on there that if I had done what he said, he would have been $3,000 richer, because he was betting everybody, like the 3 Commanders fans on there. He's like, I want 1,000 from each of you. If you bet me, we're gonna win. I'm telling him, and it's true. I'm like, I don't bet. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. I don't bet at all. Right. He's like, oh, you scared, man? You scared? I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm in there. It was a train wreck. Like watching it with my own eyes. Like the first game I've ever been to was last year against the Packers, and we won. And I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, that must be a good luck charm. We're gonna win today. And I'm like, I had a mad intrusive thought, bro. I was like, I'm gonna chuck this water bottle at the back of Ron's head. I'm like, I'm gonna hold that water. I'm gonna throw this at his head. I'm like, do I risk getting kicked out the game and like banned forever just to throw this at Ron? I'm like, knowing my aim, I might hit somebody else. But just, it was infuriating, bro. Like, it's one thing to see the refs like pick up flags or not throw flags from the comfort of your own home, but to like be in the stadium. I'm watching the ref's body language, and he's like, the way he's shrugging, I'm like, what are they talking about? I'm like, they're going to pick up this flag. They're going to pick up this. They show the replay in the stadium. Everybody groans in the stadium. I'm like, runs right into our receiver. Right. I'm like, that's just blatant DPI right there. I'm like, I don't even know how that, but it's whatever. 4th and 2 after being at 2nd and 21, and then Sam went for that scramble. Yeah. I'm like, okay, definitely we're going for it right now. We're down 2 scores. We're down 16 points. That's right. For sure we're going for it. 4th and 2, we can pick that up with B-Rob. That's fine. Nope. Let's kick the field goal. And I'm just like, let's kick the field goal to still be down by 2 scores? Right. I'm like, because it just went from 16 to 13. I'm like, what sense does that make? I'm like, that don't make no sense, Ron. I'm screaming. I'm like, it got to a point where I just stopped screaming. I'm like, I'm not about to lose my voice for tomorrow. Yeah. over this team. I'm like, scream for what? My brother was like, we were standing up and sitting down. He's like, I'm not standing up till they start playing football. And he just sat there. He's like, I'm not standing. We're like, what am I standing up for this? And I'm just like, this ticket is not cheap. And I'm just like, I spent my money for this, to watch this. Yeah. I'm like, bro, by the time it was 27-3, I'm like, all right, so when is EB taking over as coach coordinator? When is that going to happen? Because, bro, people have been telling me I'm crazy for the last almost 3 years that I wanted Ron Rivera gone. It's a process. We're going to build a team. It's going to take like 2-3 years. And I'm just like, meanwhile, you're seeing teams get better. You're seeing teams like they've been horrible for years. Like you see, like, I mean, obviously before Aaron Rodgers was there, but like the Jets seemingly started to get better. These teams have been bad for years. I'm like, okay, so it don't take 3 years. I'm like, it's evident from these different. It doesn't take 3 years, and I'm just like, I don't know much about the draft, but I'm seeing people like, oh, why do we draft Forbes? And I'm like, okay, looking at his highlights, I'm like, oh, it looks like he's getting interceptions in college. Maybe he'll do that when he gets here. And I'm just watching. I mean, I'm like, how long is this man just gonna keep getting burnt? I'm like, he can't cover nobody, and I'm just the way Del Rio's running his scheme. I'm like, why is he playing so far off of the person he's covering? I'm like, what reason? I'm like, after what happened with AJ, why? I don't know, bro. It's just we're 2-3. That's not at all where I thought we were going to be. I was super confident going into the Bills game. I was like, oh, we're going to make it a game because, like, I mean, we did, like, beat up on the Broncos and Cardinals. I ain't going to pretend like that didn't happen. So yeah. I'm like, we're going to be competitive against the Bills. That was a disappointment. Then he came out and, he was doing well against the Eagles. And I'm like, okay, that must have been, an aberration. And then, I don't know. I'm still confident. It's new how older all the time, NHL.
Yeah.
But I'm like, can we get this man an offensive line? And I'm just like,
we gonna tighten up, man. I feel your struggle, man. But hey, Tim, man, I appreciate you calling in, man. Have a good one,
all right,
bro.
man.
Take it easy.
All right. Take it easy.
You're on live with your man Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, what's up, man? This is Rocky D. You probably see because of my comments, I be sitting there every once in a while.
Absolutely. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, man? I just want to let you know I'm outside with you, Lou.
I appreciate it.
I might be catching a little cold, though. You might get a little pneumonia out here, but it's just one of those things that I'm just glad to see what you're doing, man. I appreciate what you do as far as bringing the fan base together through hard times like this. But we got like 12, 13 more games left. Try to stay optimistic. I agree with your point when you said EB is literally applying for his for a head coaching job.
Yeah.
And I agree with you, man. I'm expecting to see what EB can come up with. But yeah, man, I don't want to pick up too long of the line. But yeah, I just want to say thank you for what you do. Definitely a fan. Former, fellow Monarch, the Monarch.
Yeah. What's up? You know what it is?
Yeah.
Hang in there.
Yeah,
That's all I can say, Rocky. Hang in there, man. The end is almost near, man. There are greener pastures on the other side of this, man. Like the previous caller said, season's not done, but we're done with Rivera and JDR at this point. So.
Oh yeah, you already know, man.
Yeah.
Jack, man. I'm already looking at some prospects like in Detroit. Like that was a good spot. Hopefully San Francisco. Hopefully they let one of their guys come. It's weird though, because I looked at San Francisco roster. Their coaches, they got former. Of course we got Ryan Kerrigan, but they got Lennar Hankerson as their wide receiver coach, and they got and I'm thinking about, okay, that seems interesting. I wonder if we could bring. I don't know if that would work, but if we can bring former players that could possibly be into the position like a Ryan Kerrigan or. I don't know, any type of defensive players, but Kyle Shanahan, I'm looking at what he's been doing, and it seems like he he don't forget his own. I mean, especially with Washington. For a person that hates Washington, he definitely loved the players. Apparently, you know.
Absolutely, it was never about the players. It was always about management.
Management, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Management was, you know, RG3. That was the whole best there, but. But yeah, man. Again, I just want to say I appreciate you, and keep on doing your thing, man. Is this going to be a new segment from now on, or?
Nah, it'll be something that I do sporadically when I feel like it's necessary.
All right. Well, man. Hey, you know, I'm looking forward to these. You know, I'm praying for you with these debates with, you know, LB.
Look, man, I got to take my lunch, bro. But you know, I ain't going nowhere, and I'm gonna keep talking my trash. You know how I do.
Yeah, man. I'm with the figure, but you know, like I said, my cough is, you know,
yeah. It's a little, Don't mess around and get bronchitis out there, man. Make sure you put that jacket on, man. Hey, Rocky D, I appreciate you, man. Have a good one.
Yeah, no problem, man. Glad you're doing stuff like this, man. I'm looking forward to having you do a special guest win, man. When you gonna do that?
You say what?
You know, special guests, players and stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to tap into that, man. I'm gonna try to tap into that.
All right, man. That sounds like a plan.
All right, man.
All right,
be
you
easy.
have a good one. All right.
All right.
Bye.
Hello, you're live with your man Louie T, who I'm speaking with.
What's up, Louie?
What's going on?
Hey, this is me, Mario. Mario.
What's going on, man?
Hey, just joined the mall a few weeks ago, man. I've been trying to join forever.
I'm glad you're a part of the MOBB, man. How you feeling?
MOBB for life now. Yes, sir. I appreciate you, man.
What's on your mind?
Man, Louis, I don't even know where to start, man. I was pissed yesterday, man.
That's an understatement.
Pissed, man. I don't know what. I never, to be honest, I never realized how bad Jack was. I never knew how bad he had to go until yesterday.
I mean, this has been brewing for a while, man. This has been consistent. I mean, yeah, the third down defense has been good. You know, it was great last year. It was great in 2020, but this is who he's been over the oops, my bad. I didn't mean to do that. My bad, Mario. You still there? My bad, Mario. You still there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, my fault. Yeah, I didn't realize that we could be so porous against a team like Chicago. I didn't see last night coming. You know, and normally you can see some of these coming, like the Bills one. I wasn't shocked by that one, right? I didn't expect it, but I wasn't shocked by it. I was like legitimately shocked last night as I'm watching that first half. It was amazing to watch how inept we were defensively. You know?
Exactly. I was watching that sick to my stomach. Like you said, that's an understatement. I've never felt like that over a game. Maybe last year, the second Giants game, but it wasn't even like this. Because like you said, I was expecting to walk in there and take over the trap. But, man, like that, from the first play, he threw it, I think it was to Darnell Mooney down the field. He just overthrew
He was
him.
open. He
was wide open. I was like, what the hell is going on? And third down comes, 3rd and 9. He throws to DJ Moore wide open. Like, what the fuck? What is going on here?
Yeah.
And then
he gave us a break, and then we gave him another open shot, and he didn't miss.
Oh man, like I think we thought they were just gonna come in. Oh, this is 0-4 team. They're not hungry. It's gonna be easy.
It was rough, man. I honestly, we're 2-3. We still got 12 games left. it's going to feel like an overreaction, but I think it's less about the actual game last night and just more about what that is indicative of. And that is indicative of what this regime has been with Ron and JDR, and we're just sick of it. And we want change. And I think that's what this game symbolized. Less about, oh, the season's over. It's more about we're done with you. We don't want anything more to do with you in this whole setup you got going on. We just want to start anew. That's what I think it's about.
Yeah, that's true. That's exactly what last night proved. That if there was any doubt, like I said, about Ron or Jack, they all came out yesterday. That everyone's got to go.
Absolutely. Hey, man, I thank you for calling, man. You take care of yourself.
I appreciate it, Louie. You too, man.
All right. You on with your man, Louie T. Who am I speaking with? You're on with your man, Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
What's up, Lou?
What's going on, man?
Doing good, man. You know, I just want you to know, man, I really appreciate you, man. You know, watch the show every day. Last night was a disappointing loss, but it took it on the chin, and, you know, it's time for Rivera to go.
Facts. I knew he wasn't going to fire anybody. That's not his MO. That's not his Steve. And like he said, the season's not over. We're 5 games in. But like I said to the last caller, it's less about the season being over and more about everybody just being over and done with you and Jack, you know, Ron and Jack. So last night was just it's the straw that broke the camel's back.
Oh, yeah. Just like you said last night, it's all about Sam Howell at this point.
Absolutely.
I don't see us going anywhere. That defense was just terrible. I mean, last night we couldn't cover a cold last night. I mean, honestly, the young fella, I like him, but when we drafted him, I was disappointed that we didn't get Christian Gonzalez. Because to me, he's a better cover corner. And honestly, when a cornerback gets a lot of interceptions, it's only because he's getting thrown the ball to over and over and over. So obviously some college team seeing something on the film that he wasn't the best cover corner, but he was getting interceptions. But you're getting thrown to a lot.
That's right. They think they can take advantage of you. Facts.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just something that we want to figure out. And my only thing is, with our defensive coordinator, he doesn't do anything exotic. Like, he don't have Chase Young in the middle. Like, as a defensive tackle, you can have 3 defensive ends on the field on third down, rushing the passer.
Right.
You don't have to always have, and that's why it's so easy for offense to game plan against us, is because they know exactly what Chase going to be. They know exactly what Martez Sweat going to be. They know exactly what Payne going to be. And Jonathan Allen. They know exactly what they're going to be. So they know, okay, we can chip him. We could go ahead and double team Payne, and we could chip Martez and Chase.
That's right. Yeah, they don't move anybody around. They don't change the looks. It's a basic defense. And Jack's answer to anything is, oh, let's just put an extra defensive tackle on the field. So you're not threatening them with another 300-pounder. You know, you put some athleticism on the field. Put somebody that can get to the quarterback. Like, putting John Ridgway on the field isn't going to help you.
Exactly. It's not going to help you, especially with the pass rush.
Exactly.
Only if you try to stop the run on first down. But my thing is, our defense is too predictable. Like, when we're in that 5-2 defense, and then we've been doing this for the last 4 years where we have, you know, that soft zone. That soft zone kills me. I just don't get it. I watch other teams play every week and out, and their coverage is way tighter than ours. It looks so hard for our offensive players to get open. And I watch these other teams; they be wide open. And I know we keep talking about our pass rush, but I mean, yesterday, honestly, he was running wide open down the field in 2.5 seconds.
Facts.
Like, we had no coverage. Your coverage has to match your pass rush. It don't matter who you got out there. You can have Nick Bosa and all them guys out there on that defensive line, but if a Brown receiver getting open in 2.5 seconds, that's it. And
they were confident running double moves on us. Because they knew they was going to have time.
They're going to keep doing it until they stop it.
Yeah, they knew they were going to have time.
And my thing is, when we going to...
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Lou.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just about to say, when are we going to start using what other teams doing against us? Like, as far as when, you know, Philly getting to that 4th and 1 or 3rd and 1. Every team will start doing that to us all year until we stop it.
I said that 2 weeks ago. Like, you can tell we're against running the brotherly shove, but if it's legal and it works, I don't understand why we don't do it. But it's almost like they're trying to make a point of emphasis to not use it. We're not gonna do it. So okay, you can stand on your, you can stand on your principles and your morals while everybody else is abusing you with the same play. But I mean, it is what it is. Hey man,
Exactly.
I appreciate you calling in, man. I'm gonna get to another caller, but hey, take care, man. I appreciate you.
You too. Appreciate you too as well, Lou.
All right. What's going on? You're on live with your man Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, Mr. Louie T. My name is Kevin Hayes.
Hey, what's going on, Kevin?
How you doing, sir? Longtime fan. Been listening to you since 2017. I just had a quick question. Do you think that the coaching staff is going to have a turnaround starting with Atlanta?
I mean, it's possible. We've seen this from Ron and company before. We've been disappointed in past years. We've started slow in past years. We've righted the ship. But by the time you get to that week 12, 13 area of the season, we're right in playoff contention. We've seen it. We saw it last year. We started the season 1-4. We won 6 out of 7. We were sitting there at 7-5 heading into that first Giants game. And then we all know what happened after that, right? A tie, a loss after the bye, another loss, and then another loss to Cleveland to eliminate us. So the year before that, you start the season off 2-6. We didn't expect to beat Tampa Bay. We beat them after the bye week. We win 4 straight. We're 6-6, and then we got 5 division games left, and we lose 4 out of the 5 division games. We've been here before. The season's not done, but how many times are we going to be talking about the same thing? I think that's where we're all at as fans. Like, we're tired of going through the same song and dance, right?
Yes, sir. And another quick thing is that did it make sense? This will be a Philly game. In overtime, when Philly had the ball and it was like I think it was 3rd and 16, and they needed like a few yards to get the field goal. Did it make sense for Del Rio to call zone in that instead of calling man?
Yeah, no, I mean, so they were in man. So they were in man, but they were off, right? So generally, when you play when you run the type of blitz that they ran, which was essentially cover 0 blitz, right? When you run that, you play off because there is no safety help. So you don't want to get beat deep generally in that coverage. But you have to understand the situation that we were in. And if you're Jack, you got to tell your corner. So generally, when you play that coverage, you're 9-by-1, you're 10-by-1 on the outside, you're 9-by-1 on the inside, right? Which means you're 10 yards off on the outside, 9 yards off on the inside. And you're shading in or out. So you're using inside or outside leverage by 1 yard. When you're playing that coverage, generally it's during the course of the game, and you're willing to give up that field goal, but you're not willing to give up the first down, right? In that particular instance, you can't give up the field goal because if you do, the game's over, right? So you have to come up, and Jack didn't do that. And if they're going to throw it over your head, make Jalen Hurts make that throw, and if he makes it, they win the game. So be it, right? But what I'm not going to do is give you the 8 yards that you need for the field goal to beat us. I'm just not going to do that. So that was the part that was disappointing.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, exactly what they did.
But that's pretty much it, Mr. Louie T. And I appreciate you taking my call today.
Hey, no problem, Kev, man. You take it easy, man.
All right, thank you. You too.
All right. Phone lines still lit. You're on with your man Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
Oh shit! Hey, I didn't even believe I was about to get through, man. It's Mega 412. You know what it is, man. Stop.
What's going on, Max?
What's good, family? How you feeling?
I've been better, bro.
You and me both. Matter of fact, let me stop. I feel remarkable right now because we a couple steps away from what I wanted this whole entire time. What we talking about?
Yeah, no. I mean, it's done. You heard Magic Johnson. It's a wrap. we like I said, I tweeted this out. We have a 12-game audition for EB right now. This is what's happening. 12-game audition for EB to be the head coach next year. What you got, bro?
Hey, Lou, make it make sense, though. Whole time, look, you my man. Before I say anything else, let me be clear. You the GOAT, you know what I'm saying? You the best to do this shit. I'm locked in. I'm a member of all that. I get my little shit to hit my card every month. You know what I do. You my right-hand man and all that. But make it make sense, Lou, because I swear it was you bro. Don't worry about the O-line. The O-line cool. Don't worry about Cody Barton. Cody Barton cool. Don't worry about the defense. Defense cool.
No. Let me stop you right there. I never said don't worry about the defense. That was one of the things I was worried about. I told you, Cody. I never said don't worry about Cody Barton. I said Cody Barton is better than y'all give him credit for. That's what I said. And I said the offensive line is not as bad as y'all make it out to be. I didn't say don't worry about the offensive line. Okay. I said the offensive line is not as bad as you think it is. And they weren't last night either. They weren't last night either. Like,
hold up. Go ahead. How you gonna say don't worry about the offensive line? We got 30 sacks in 5 games. Make it make sense.
I didn't say don't worry about offense. You keep putting words in my mouth, Megs. I said the offensive line is not as bad as you think. And all of these sacks are not on the offensive line.
Worse than we think.
Huh?
Worse than we think.
No, it's
They're
not.
historically bad.
They're not as bad as you think. They're not as bad. The offensive line is not great. We've talked about this already. But they're not as bad as you think because it's not just on them. It's on the tight ends. It's on the running backs. It's on the quarterback. It's on the offensive coordinator. It's a collective group. When one guy gets beat individually.
You be in the Discord, so you see me saying everything you saying. I'm not putting it all on the O-line. But them niggas is garbage too, bro. Like
I'm not telling you wrong. I'm not telling you wrong.
We got the worst tackle tandem in the league. And then in addition to that, matter of fact, I'm going to sidestep all that. What's good with your man Ron in this draft shit we've been talking? I've been talking about this shit since the beginning. What's up with your man Forbes and Quan Martin and Ricky Stromberg and Braden Daniels and all these other people that don't play the game whatsoever, don't even contribute at all. You know what I'm saying?
That's been one of your biggest talking points. And somebody had a tweet last night. So Forbes, your first round pick, benched. No defensive DMP for Quan Martin in terms of defensive snaps. DMP for Ricky Stromberg on offensive snaps. Braden Daniels he was going to be cut, so they put him on IR with an injury in the 4th round. Your 5th round pick didn't play on defense. Andre Jones. I don't even think he was active last night, as a matter of fact. Your 6th round pick was out with an illness, and then your 7th round pick.
They trade.
I'm not defending the draft. I've been very adamant that in a year where you're supposed to be fighting for your job, these can't be the selections that you make.
So look, make it make sense to me because everybody be coming at me sideways and shit.
Well, this is why they coming at you sideways.
But when we have games, but make it make sense that every time we got to make a statement or we got to play a statement game, this how we show up. These dudes garbage, bro. They the whole team, all of them, all the whole organization, all the people in the trash. What we talking about, bro?
Hey, I can't let you call the whole squad garbage, but I can tell you that the whole coaching staff, because I really feel like when it comes down to is the coaching staff. You got to have a staff that motivates these players to go out and play to their best abilities. I don't think we got a staff that does that.
Hey, Lou, make it make sense that we drafted in every round in the 7th-round draft, nobody contributed. Then we signed all these free agents. Every free agent we signed completely garbage. What we talking about? Nick Gates, that nigga mid, bro. Wiley is garbage. Cody Barton, garbage.
This is what happens. This is what happens when you shop on the clearance rack. We shopped on the clearance rack. You get what you pay for, bro.
Bro, I'm getting tired of paying the little cheap shit. I want to spend some money. When we gonna spend some money?
We got a new owner now. I think that's about to start taking place.
I want some designer shit. I don't want to go to Walmart no more for my shit, bro. I want some designer.
Hey, Megs, I appreciate you, man. Keep holding it down, bro.
Hey, look, listen, real quick before I go, man, I love what you doing. You know I'm here. Number 1 mob member, man. I never stop fucking with you. I mean, excuse me. You good, bro. You got it. We locked in, bro. You know what it is.
Hey, I appreciate you. All right. Always keeping it a buck, my guy Megs. You on live with your man Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
Speaking with Marcus Bradley.
What's going on, Brad?
Not much, man. Yesterday was horrible. You understand me? Yesterday was horrible. But you know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about our kicking situation. Because we get the stats right, how do we mess up on the kick? Joey missed the biggest kick this season.
He did.
We needed that because if he would have made that kick, I am sure we could have went down there, got a touchdown, and would have got a 2-point conversion to win this game.
I felt that in the moment, but it's amazing because that kick that he missed literally ended up making the score 40-20. Right, like I said last night, that's when they let go of the rope. We were hanging on, fighting for dear life, and then when Joey misses the kick, that was it.
And I feel bad for Emmanuel. He is a kid. We have him out there going against top wide receivers in this NFL. Now, I understand he got drafted, and that's what he's for. But we can't help him with Kendall. We can't help him with St. Juice. Like, he was getting torched out there last week, and I understand he got a little rivalry with A.J. Brown from college. But this week, he got destroyed, and we had to bench him.
Yeah, I already Ron talked about why they benched him today, and it's unfortunate, but I mean that's the NFL. Like when you spend a first round pick on a guy, you expect him to come in and contribute immediately. You value him in a first round light, and you expect him to come in and give you value immediately, and that's not what Emmanuel Forbes is doing right now.
Yeah, no value from the draft class at all. I'm not giving up on the season. I'm still outside with my pea coat on. But being from the Philly area, we were getting cheered by these Philadelphia Eagles fans 4 days ago. Now they look at us like garbage once again. We got a lot to work to do, and I don't think we should wear black anymore.
I don't even know how to feel about the black. I'm so disappointed that they didn't even lean into the black last night. They thought the entire field was still burgundy. It didn't feel like they embraced the black last night. That was, if you're not gonna go all the way black, then don't do it.
I'm listening to people, our guy Rio was out there at the game. People are wearing black, showing up to the games, and then you put on something like this. I hope they don't expect us to show up anymore.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to get people. You can't beg the fans to come back, tell them that you need their support, and then the last two home games get beat the way that you did. What was it? 37 and 40, 77-23 in the last two home games? How you going to ask fans to show up for that?
Ridiculous. I'm not driving all the way from Philly anymore. I can't do it. But I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much, Louie. It's good to hear from you. I'm going to keep holding it down, like I said, with my pea coat on. I'm outside, just right here.
I love it, man. Appreciate you, Brad. Be easy.
You too.
You on live with your man, Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, what's up, Louie? This is Joe Rockhead.
What's going on, Joe?
How you doing? I'm good, bro. Well, kind of good. I'm recovering. Look, bro, man, first of all, of course, man, thanks for what you do. I love everything you do. I've been down, so I touch the ground. You know how that is.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
First, man, okay, this whole thing, like, you know how excited we were from when Dan was selling. We got a EB to, all this, we thought, all the talk throughout the preseason, the OTAs. It all feels like a big lie. Like now, because, I was on. I'm thinking, like, we're going to run through this league and surprise everybody and all this good stuff. And it felt like I woke up and it was last year.
Yeah.
Back there. It's very, very, very disturbing. But and as far as this last game goes, man, like I don't even know what to say about that. But it's just, man, it's like what. I'm still outside with you, but I wish it would rain, bro, so they can't see my tears. It's not pretty. It's not cute, man.
Oh man, look, that's the problem, Joe. Is it's like deja vu. It's like Groundhog's Day, right? Every year it's the same thing, right? It's like you wake up and we do it all over again. This season's not done, and you know what's gonna happen? We're gonna win 4 or 5 out of 6. And we're going to be right in the playoff mix at the end. And then what's going to happen? The season's going to fall apart at the end of the season, right? Like it always does.
That's what it is. It feels like it's an irrelevant ride where I know how it ends. And it's like even the best part is just going to be like the tease, it shouldn't even be called a tease anymore because I know it's like I watched this movie and I know the crescendo of the story, but I know how the story ends anyway. So why am I still acting disappointed at the end that I read the book, watched the movie, got the tape, got the T-shirt, and everything, and I know how it goes.
Right.
And this is the year I thought it was going to be just somewhat different. Because if we was really a good teams don't care about Dick Buster dying, rest in peace, no disrespect. Good teams don't care about all of the story of how we was just like you were saying in the video where so many of the same things that Bears was in last year, we're in that same position and switched up. So much of that, if we were a good team, none of that would have mattered.
That's right.
But the fact that it did end up mattering is just like, why, man? Why? But anyway, man, I'm not going to go over the 5-minute thing. I'm going to respect that. I'm going to let the next person get on. But look, man, love what you do. Peace out to the Mob Squad, all the Churies out there.
Yeah.
You know
what it is.
I'm still listening. I'm still watching, bro.
All right, man. I appreciate you. Rockhead.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Have a good one.
All right. We're going to knock out some of these super chats, and then we're going to get back to the phone lines. Let's see. Deshaun Creech, stand up. You are the newest member of the MOBB. Greatly appreciate you. Deshaun, welcome to the squad. Glad to have you. F. Altus, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Writes 15% of games under Ron Rivera, we have been down 20 points. I'd say that again for the people in the back that just have a hard time grasping just how terrible that is. 15% of the games the man is coached in. 15, almost a fifth of the games that he is coached in here in Washington, we've been down by 20 points or more at some point. 75% of the games we have been down at half. So in 3/4 of the games, we've been trailing at the half. It seems like we're never winning, by the way. That Eagles game, when we were up pretty much the entire first half last week, felt foreign to me. I didn't know how to act. I didn't know how to be, how to feel. Because we never are winning. I'm so accustomed to trailing in games and having to try to do all kinds of mathematical equations on how we can catch up that I was like, wait a minute, we don't have to actually do anything. We're winning. You're allowed to actually be winning? Have more points than the other team before the game ends? This is amazing. He says, yet his job is safe and no one knows what he does. Sigh. His job is not safe. He's on borrowed time. It's all but done at this point. Deshaun Creech, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB, who writes, Puka 35 targets in 2 weeks. Terry 31 targets in 5 weeks. Yeah. Now, granted, the Rams don't have as many targets to get the ball to, but still, your point is well received. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Barrett Downing, my guy BD, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB, who writes, I'm beside myself, Lou. I'm past traumatized. I think most fans at this point are triggered by Ron. You know, his look on the sideline, the same rhetoric we get after a loss, the same rhetoric we get the day after a loss. It's just all at this point lip service, and we're just tired of it. You know, we're tired of talking about the fundamentals and guys not doing it how we coach. Then if that's a problem, get them out of the lineup. Why do you keep talking about it? Do something about it then. You don't like what somebody's doing? I'd much rather put in a guy with less talent that's going to do what I ask him to do than a guy with immense talent that's not doing what I asked him to do. That's what they did with Forbes. But it's easy to do that to a young fella. You're not doing that to none of the veterans. It was like pulling teeth last year to get you to take, and it took an injury to get you to take Trey Turner out the lineup last year. It's like pulling teeth. You wouldn't take Andrew Norwell out of the lineup last year, despite him being absolute ass. For the first 4 weeks, Andrew Wiley was a turnstile, and you wouldn't move on from him. But you'll take the rookie and yank him in a second, though. Get the hell out of here, man. We all pass. We all traumatized. We it's less traumatizing. It's more like, bro, we just done. Like I said last night, pack your shit and go. Matthew, stand up. You in the building. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB. My guy, Matthew. Welcome to the squad. Glad to have you. Red Wing 01. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB who writes, I just listened to Undisputed segment on this game, and I don't know how anyone can take these clowns seriously. They put most of the blame on Hal. Not going to lie, I got pretty heated. This is why I don't watch any of those shows, right? That's why I don't watch any of those shows. The national media is exactly that. They're national. Their job is to get as many clicks, get as many eyeballs, say the most outlandish things so that it permeates amongst others and the conversation continues on after they're done, right? The only way you do that, if you talk with sense, people aren't going to continue to spread the message. It's when you talk flagrantly and out of pocket is when people say, did you see this? I'm not going to continue to spread that propaganda. This is why when y'all bring that shit to me, I dead it. Like, we're not even going to have discussions about it. Like, I'm mad I'm even talking to you about it now. You're doing the thing that they want you to do. You should have said, I was watching a show that will remain unnamed. You just gave them free pub. For what? Christopher McLaughlin. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB. My guy Chris writes, hey, Lou, hope all is well with you and the family. Last night was tough. 2 questions. Hey, always hope you and your family are doing well, Chris. Says, how much of a difference would a new DC make if they made an effort to blitz more? Second, why do our corners constantly fall for double moves? I can't answer the second one. Why do they fall for double moves? I can't answer that. I wish I had, a concrete answer. You'd have to ask the guy that's playing the defense. You got to ask, Emmanuel Forbes. You got to ask Kendall Fuller, why they falling for double moves. It's easy for us to question them, but when you're out there as a corner, your job is to be reactionary. You don't know where that receiver is going. So when he makes a move, it's your job to then react to what you see. And if they look like they're running a slant, your job is to jump that slant and try to get the football. And then if it's a slant, and if that receiver does a good enough job of making it look like he's really running a slant, and then he runs up the field and it's a slant, and it's a sluggo, hats off to that receiver. Like, that's what they get paid to do. So it's hard because you're playing a position that is dependent upon reacting to what the guy across from you is doing. So how are we going to ask them not to react to that? Because if they give up the slant, then you're going to say they play it off and, they don't never make no plays on the ball. So they try to make a play on the ball. And then when they're too over aggressive in trying to do so, they give up the big play. It's a double-edged sword. It really is. Usually Kendall Fuller is pretty good about not, being baited on those, but he got last night. And then I think a defensive coordinator, and it's not about just blitzing more. It's just about one of the callers said it perfectly. We're predictable on defense. I know where Chase Young's going to be. I know where Montez Sweat is going to be. I know where Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen don't even switch places on the D-line. Like, we know exactly where they're going to be. Aaron Donald sometimes lines up at defensive end. Like, you don't know where Aaron Donald is going to be. He's a defensive tackle. You don't know where he's always going to be at. I talked about that. Myles Garrett is doing crossovers in front of the center, pre-snap. Like, you don't know where Myles Garrett is going to be. They move T.J. Watt around. We don't. Nick Bosa moves around. Our guys just stand up on the edge. The most you're going to get out of them is they may flip sides. That's it. I just think you just need to be more creative in what you're doing. You don't even have to blitz. Make it look like a blitz. The Bills did that to us 2 weeks ago. They made it look like a blitz. They only brought 4 guys. Got a guy coming scot-free because it forced them to slide protection one direction, and they had a guy come free from the opposite direction. And they didn't even blitz. It's a 4-man rush. It's not about what you do. It's about how you do it. Jack's not giving them anything to think about. Even our blitzes are bland. Hey, we're going to mug the A-gaps. Look out. And then one guy drops out, Chase drops out, and it's still a 4-man rush. How many times are you going to do that on film? Nobody's falling for that. You didn't even overload a side. All they got to do is pinch their line and have the running back pick up the guy on the outside, and they're good. It's just frustrating. JP, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. JP writes, didn't know you would have a call-in show today. Are these going to take place every now and then? Yeah, every now and then. I got an idea in my head of what I want to do moving forward, but I'll keep that to myself until I know that's what I want to do. F. Altus, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Double up. Thank you for doubling up. Who writes, by the way, why is Curl playing more linebacker now? Because he's the what do they call that? What did they always call that damn thing? He's that pseudo linebacker in the defense. What is the shit called? Y'all help me out. What's that? What's the name of that extra defender in the box in this scheme that we run? Y'all know what it's called. We've been talking about this shit for 3 years now. Buffalo. There you go. There y'all go. Buffalo nickel. Thank you, Frankie, Mike, Laurie. Buffalo nickel. He's the Buffalo nickel. So he's down in the box pretty much. But that's where he's at his best anyway. So that's where he's supposed to be. It says, who is the leader in the backfield communicating coverage assignments? Why do they play with the rotation man? That's a great question. Who's communicating on the back end? Because clearly Percy Butler is lost. The corners look lost. There's nobody. There seems to never, ever be anybody on the back end of these coverages. Like, there's no way that we've got these coverages that we're playing where there's no safety help over the top, it seems like. Now, at one point, we used to run a lot of cover 3, cover 4, but when we switched to the man match or the zone match, that kind of went out the window. I don't know if they're taking well to this zone match scheme or not. Doesn't seem like it very much. Maybe they need to go back to playing cover 3 and cover 4 and keeping everything in front of them. Maybe that's more their speed. I really don't know. It's really, really frustrating, to be honest with you. Trevor Patch, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB who writes, mute your stream if you call in. If you call in, you don't want to have your monitor or whatever you're watching this on up loud because it's going to cause static in the background and it's going to be loud and we're going to be able to hear that distortion on the call. So just make sure if you call in to turn whatever. I know you want to hear your voice, you want to hear yourself talking, but you got to turn it down so that we can actually hear you, right? Red Wing 01, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Double up. Thank you for doubling up. Who writes, was going to call in, but I don't feel well right now. I'll just say the lack of situational awareness, whether it's poor clock management or going to OT against a physical team on a short week, remains a trend. Ron is just clueless to these things. You know, when it's convenient, he says, well, the analytics said, well, what did the analytics say about going to overtime on a week where you have a quick turnaround playing on Thursday Night Football, Ron? What did the analytics say about that? That never crossed his mind. He was never, ever in that frame of mind, never in that train of thought. You know, these are the types of things that you should have a coach. Hey, coach, listen, when we got after A.J. Brown scored the touchdown, you knew you were getting the ball back with 1:46 in a timeout. It is at that point where real discussions need to be had. Hey, if we score a touchdown here, what are we going to do? The analytics say this. You're supposed to have somebody on the staff that is in control of that says, hey, coach, the numbers say that you need to go for 2 in this situation if we score this touchdown. We don't want any parts of overtime with a Thursday game coming up. And after the game, if it doesn't work, guess what you tell the media? And everybody would have been like, you know what, Ron, that shit makes a lot of sense. And we would have left the shit alone. Even if you didn't agree with going for 2, he says that. And you go, you know what? That shit makes a lot of sense. He doesn't have that guy on the roster, and his brain doesn't work that way. He doesn't have that guy on his staff. Yet, when he makes a stupid decision and he wants to justify it, he goes, well, the analytics said. Okay, Rod. Red Wing 01, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. We about to get back to the phone lines here in a second. My guy Red Wings writes, also, I don't know how much Chris Harris contributed to the secondary success, but you can't deny he got them boys motivated. It's unfortunate he went to Tennessee just as we take 2 DBs in the first 2 rounds. I always said a lot of people used to shit on Chris Harris because he used to get a lot of attention from the fans, right? People used to hype him up, and when the secondary wouldn't play well, oh, Chris Harris is trash, he's this, he's that. I'm like, I'm not buying that. You look at some of the development of guys like Cam Curl and Defoe, and say what you want about Benjamin St. Juice. He's solid. He's not great, but this is who he was in college. All he's done is continued to show exactly the player he was in college, which is what they drafted him to do. Break up passes, okay? You don't pick shit off, but he break up passes, right? And gets away with pass interference, and we love it, okay? Chris Harris had a huge hand in the development of a lot of those guys that are currently contributing for this team right now in the secondary. And like you said, it sucks that he's not here when you decided to draft a defensive back in both the first and second rounds that could have been helping this team right now. It absolutely sucks. Let's get back to the phone lines. You're on live with your man, Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
The Philly Face 34, Louie. What's up, my guy?
What's going on, Philly?
Yeah, you know how to call in there. You're my boy. I didn't like to see you sad yesterday. I mean, you're my boy, man. I hate that. That's why I always reach out to you. Say, come join the dark side. I always repeat to you, come join the dark side, my friend.
I got it.
Let me say something.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think y'all left y'all spirit in Philly because y'all were up for that game and y'all knew that was an important game for you guys. So that Thursday turnaround really good double-ammed you guys because y'all had a game that y'all let slip away. And so when y'all went to Chicago, I know it shouldn't be an excuse, but you ran into when you went out there with no team. Your team was still in Philadelphia. They weren't in Washington last night. So I can understand you shouldn't get on 40 points, but that's my fault on it, and that's why I feel bad for you, man. As a person, not as your team. I'm glad your team got spanked. But you know how it is.
Hey, I appreciate you, Philly, man. I tell you what, I think the players don't want to admit that, and why would you? But I do think that there was a little bit of that remnants of that loss to Philly. I think that was a huge loss, and I think there was a bit of a hangover effect to that. I do believe, and that's on the coaching staff to make sure that the players put that game aside. I know it's tough to move on from, but we got a quick turnaround. It is the coach's job to get the players to focus in on this Bears team that's going to come in here hungry at 0-4. They played their best game of the season last week. Understand that we will not be able to just show up and they will lay down for us. We don't come with our best brand of ball. We will lose this game. And it is the coach's job to make sure that they were ready and they didn't do that.
But I salute you, my man. And good luck on Saturday. May the best team win, Louie.
Absolutely.
You my guy, buddy.
Take care, man.
All right.
You're on live with your man, Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, Louie, it's your man, Rivera.
What's going on?
First and foremost, you to build, my man.
Appreciate it.
It's a therapy session, right?
Yeah, man.
So let me remind everybody, game's on. So there is hope for the future.
Mm-hmm.
Way I see it, Sam proves himself. I really do think Washington becomes a pretty good destination for a lot of head coach candidates in the event that, Ron, this is his last year. So I think despite this season's results, I think future-wise, we still got some hope.
I do think there are things that we can take from the first 5 weeks of the season, good, bad, ugly, indifferent, and say that, hey, we have some things that look like building blocks, guys that we feel like are a part of the solution and not the problem. But what is evident right now is that the coaching staff Jack and Ron in particular are a part of the problem. And in order for us to take those steps forward that we're looking to take and take them consistently, we have to rid ourselves of that problem. Now, I think the last 12 games of the season, for me at least, is an indictment on Eric Bieniemy. Now, we know Jack and Ron are a part of the problem. EB, are you a part of the problem as well, or are you a part of the solution? You got 12 games to kind of show us which are you.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. Well, I appreciate you having me on here, man. Keep doing what you do.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. Take care.
All right.
All right. Got a super chat here from Frankie. Yo, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB, who writes, Lou, I think a problem we aren't talking about is first-year player in Barton is our defensive play caller. He doesn't know the defense and spends most of the time covering grass. So I do remember very vividly early in, camp, they had him running with the twos to help learn the defense. And he wasn't, and a lot of people made a big deal out of it. Oh, Barton's running with the twos. And, they were like, hey, we just want him to kind of get the grasp of the defense. Don't want him slowing everybody else down because he doesn't know everything yet. I don't know if there's any validity to that. I think he's a smart guy. I think he's getting everybody lined up. I don't think that's the issue. I just don't think we're executing. I think you got guys with poor eye discipline. Percy Butler in particular is killing us on the back end because what would you rather get? Percy Butler is running up the seam with Darnell Mooney. That's a tough throw. It's a layered throw that Justin Fields is going to have to make over the linebacker with the perfect amount of touch. We know this guy doesn't throw with touch very well. So you're going to run to that and leave their best receiver, DJ Moore, wide open in the corner of the end zone. Like, where's your eye discipline? Like, that's not your responsibility. Go handle the receiver all the way out on the boundary, which is where you're supposed to be. Like, that has nothing to do with Cody Barton making a defensive call. That has everything to do with poor execution, right? As much as we want to blame Jack, and Jack deserves a ton of blame for his very bland defensive scheme, just execute the shit, though. That's all we're at. Just execute the shit that's being called. And we're not even doing that right now. That's the frustrating thing. Got another super chat here from Rob U. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB. My guy Rob U writes, Lou, they got to go. Appreciate what Ron has done, but we need a young, innovative mind. Their free agent approach and questionable drafts aren't getting it done. I think that's a huge part of the reason why we're just at wit's end with this whole entire regime is that we don't have anything to show for the free agency moves. We don't have anything really to show for the drafts per se. I mean, what was the crown jewel of last year's draft? Jahan Dotson, right? Sam Howell, obviously. If last year's draft would be the one, if it works out, Brian Robinson, Jahan Dotson, and Sam Howell, that'll be the draft that you go look back and say, hey, if nothing else, they left us this. But for the most part, free agency has been a dud here in Washington. We haven't done a great job there. And this draft in particular, I actually haven't had a big issue with the drafts in particular up until this year. This year's draft was terrible so far, in terms of instant production and gratification. It's just been a disaster. But that's not how you gauge a draft. We're upset because in the moment, we're not getting anything from our drafts. And when you look at a team like, say, Detroit, and they're getting everything out of their first 2 seconds, third, all that good, you're saying, well, damn, we can't even get anything out of our first. So it is frustrating. But at the same time, drafts aren't meant to be judged and gauged in the first 5 weeks of their rookie season, You got to give these guys time. And I was trying to tell Mega, that's why people have been getting on you, not because you're wrong about these guys not contributing now. It's more about the fact that you're not supposed to judge a draft until 2-3 years, at least 3 years, really, to me, down the road. That's when you really can make a definitive statement about, hey, this has been a really suspect or poor draft, right? Hard to say that 5 games in. We don't know what Ricky Stromberg's going to be. We don't know if we're going to get anything out of Braden Daniels. We don't know if Andre Jones is going to turn into somebody really good or not. You can't say that after 5 weeks. We don't know. Quan Martin might turn out to be an all-pro safety for us, or all-pro nickel corner. We don't know what he's going to morph into. It just sucks because he's not helping now, Anyway, I digress. We got no calls right now. Phone lines are still open. The Phillies Ace 34, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB. Who writes, hold on, we got a call. We'll come back to the Phillies Ace here after this phone call. Let's take this call. You're on live with your man, Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, what's up, Louie? This is your boy, L, the Redskin Nation. What's going on, man? I just want to thank you for your hard work and dedication, big dog.
Hey, I appreciate you, man.
And I wanted to discuss something, Louie. Is there any way you could tell me why are we not using our tight ends more, man? All these weapons we have at tight end, man. I'm just disgusted with Logan Thomas, man.
I'm not. Logan played well last night. He had the fumble, and that fumble was really hurtful. But again, that's on the staff, right? You're gonna put your slowest tight end to run out and up down the sideline. We had him, right? He won on the out and up. He just didn't have any speed to separate. Sam puts a great ball out there, but because Logan couldn't separate, that defender was right in his hip pocket and was able to, knock the ball away as he was diving for it. It's really an unfortunate situation, but that's on the staff.
Yeah, you got a point. But I don't know, man. I'm just disappointed in our boys, man. But I'm going to stay positive. Hey, last hand up. Hail to the Commanders, man. I want to thank you for your hard work, man.
I appreciate you, man. Take care.
Yes, sir.
All right. The Phillies Ace. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Got another call. Hold on. Let me take this call real quick. You're on live with your man, Louie T. Who am I speaking with? On to the next. You're on live with your man, Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, Louie, this is Matthew Marcinero. I'm gonna go fast. I just want to say, I don't know if I can cuss or not. I'm gonna bleep everything out, but man, I just think last night was a total train wreck. Like, I don't know what else to say. I've been a fan for as long as I've been alive, 24 years old, and it's the same thing every year. And like, man, what else can you say about Ron, man? Like, what else can you say? Like, the shit at halftime, like, what was that? Oh, I didn't say anything. What are you talking about? You didn't say anything. Like, you're the head coach. It's crazy. I was like, fire him once he said that. What do you mean? And yo, Jack, the game is past him. And yo, like, where's Jahan at? Where's Dotson at? And see, we throwing Scott Turner under the bus and everything. Every chance we get, like last year. But he used Jahan. Jahan has been non-existent. I don't think he's got over 40 yards one time this year. And Byron Pringle and Jameson Crowder. This ain't 2016, man. Like, why is Jameson Crowder on the field? Like, and when Ron got here, the line was strong. The line was good. Why did he give her to Eric Flowers? He traded Trent Williams for peanuts. I understand that wasn't, he couldn't, do much about that. And then you couldn't give Brandon Sheriff something. Like, come on, man. Like, I don't know. Like, as a Washington fan, man, like, it don't get any better, man. Like, I'm like, my life is good, bro, but this is the biggest stress of my life, bro. Like, I don't. It's a chore to watch this team. Like, I don't know what else to say, man. Like it's crazy, man. And the fact that Ron is still employed. Did you see the tweet that Magic sent out last night? He said, "We came out flat and no fire." I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna see Ron is fired. Tweet, post, whatever. But no, he's still here. And then Ron said in his press release, he got a nerve to say, "Oh, we're not gonna make any changes." what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's been eating at me all day. Like I don't know, man. Like, shit, you're the only person that's keeping me sane for real. Because I love your show. Been watching since Kirk was here. So I don't know how long that's been, but man, it's terrible, man. Like, all you can do is laugh. Like, I don't even know. Like, it's depressing, really. And now we got like Giants fans about to come out of our ass, talk all this nonsense.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, like that they're gonna say all this shit, and like,
right.
I bet you we lose to them. I bet you they beat us once, and then they're gonna be talking all this shit. Probably still be fourth in the division. Talk all this shit, and like we just can't get past the Giants. Ron can't get past the Giants. For what? For what? They are terrible.
That's right.
And he can't get past them. Like I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I'm feeling terrible. Feeling real shitty today after the win. Like 3 hours of my life I will never get back. I watched the whole game. I was like, man. And I really strongly believe if Logan didn't fumble, we would have won the game. That's how I feel. Yeah. Once he fumbled, I was like, that's it, bro. Yeah. That's it.
Hey,
man.
Hey, Matthew, man, I appreciate you for spilling your guts, bro. You sound like most of us.
Yeah.
You sound like most of us.
Yeah,
man.
I don't want to take up most of your time. I'm gonna let someone else get in, but thank you for letting me talk and shit. And I love your show, all that. All right?
Hey, appreciate you, Matthew, man. Take care.
You too.
All right. Let's take this next call. You're on live with your man Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
What's up, man? You sitting with Future? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I've been better. How you doing?
Hey, man. I feel the same way. So yeah, this game was very tough. I cut the game off right when Joey slid the field goal.
Yeah.
That was literally our last opportunity to make something happen. Please, damn, like, wow. It's kind of like in the back of my head. You said something yesterday, like you had a feeling he was going to miss it, but you really wanted him to make it. Like in real, I had the same feeling like he was probably going to miss it. But after the game, going the next day, I turned the game off itself. Going to the next day, I heard somebody mention that on the sports talk show that Sam Howell had 388 yards, and I had no clue how the hell that happened because we didn't have anybody open like the whole entire game. And what you said yesterday after the game, you said that you are mainly worried about Sam Howell at this point for the rest of the season, and I'm on the same board with you, and including EB. I'm including EB in the situation. Mm-hmm. I just really want to see how well this offense can turn around because 388 yards yesterday, I had no clue that happened. I thought he had like 270 or whatever, but 388, that's wild. So I kind of want to see what's your take on that.
Yeah, I mean, he threw it 51 times. So I mean, they EB caught 55 straight pass plays last night. Obviously, you down 27-3. There's no running the football in the second half. So, Sam, I mean, look. There were some dimes, that throw to Antonio down the sideline, that throw to Logan Thomas up the sideline, that throw to Curtis Samuel could have probably been a little bit further up the field. He probably scores. But, I mean, he threw some dimes. Like that throw to Terry is one of his best throws of his career. Like over the linebacker, definitely. Over the corner, layered in stride. Like, I mean, Sam was in his bag last night. Unfortunately, it was too little too late. But like you said, there was a fumble with Logan that really hurt us. And obviously, I said this last night, and I felt it in the moment, and I still feel this way right now. If Joey Slye makes that field goal, the Bears are going to feel game pressure. Fields is either going to do something stupid or they're going to punt. It was 4 minutes left in the game. We had all three of our timeouts. We were going to win that game, 31-30.
Yeah.
But Joey Slye robbed us of any opportunity.
And I feel as though I didn't mean to cut you off. I felt as though if Logan Thomas didn't fumble on that drive, we would have scored more points.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know,
He just scored way more points. That fumble doesn't kill everything. Just how that Antonio Gibson killed the drives, the last drive, last game, prior to that. But we just got to make up for all these tiny little mistakes, man. Especially on the offense with the turnover, the ball, even with the Sam Howell pick earlier in the game. It's just these little mistakes that I still got faith in them. Hey, I'm NHL right with you, straight up. I believe in them. I really do. But we just gotta continue to get better day by day. And I always think to myself, we gotta take it day by day and take it play at a time.
Yeah.
A play at a time. But yeah, we just gotta see how I keep going for the rest of the season. But I got faith in Sam and EB. As far as the not to pull on, as far as the defense in Del Rio, we got cut ties. As long as they're still in this under this club, the defense ain't gonna go nowhere. It's not.
I agree.
Yeah. That's everything, though, man. I really appreciate everything you're doing for the channel, for the community. Every single day you busting your ass. I know it's hard, but you still give it to us anyway. But I really appreciate you, man.
Hey, no doubt, man. Take care of yourself, man. I appreciate you.
You do the same.
All right. Get to the comment section again. The Phillies Ace 34. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB, as I mentioned before. Lou, thank you for allowing me on your platform, even though I am an enemy as far as teams go. But after that, I am all MOBB squad. I salute to you. Hey, man, I appreciate you, bro. Like you said, even though you're an enemy, you're still one of us. You're still a member of the mob at the end of the day. And you're still a family member. You know, we don't claim you all the time, but you're still a family member. So it's all good. It's all love, man. Appreciate you. Mike Jank, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB. My guy, Mike Jank, writes, chin up, Louie Lou. Happy Friday, my guy. Likewise. A lot of season left. Absolutely. And we're not dead yet. Trust me. Again, last night was more about the finality of Ron and Jack than it was the finality of the season. He said, I saw a lot of your fans throwing in the towel. That is an indictment on we can't win with Ron and Jack. It's less about we can't win with the team and more about we can't win with y'all. As a wise man once said, can't win with them, won't win with them, can't do it. Okay, we can't go anywhere with these dudes. That's apparent. They've shown us who they are over the last 3 years, and now it's seeping into this 4th year, and we're sick of it. We're done. It's over. So, yeah, man. I appreciate you, Mike Jank, man. Thank you so much for the support. Even though you're an Eagles fan, you're my guy. You're my guy. Frankie, yo. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Frankie, yo. Double up. Thank you for doubling up. Who writes, right now, I'm calling Baltimore and traded for Patrick McCarry. Dude has filled multiple times for Stanley and Moses. Got to be better than Wiley. You don't even have to do that. We got a guy right now in Cornelius Lucas. And Wiley played his best game of the season against the Bears. I mean, he should have. The Bears' defensive line sucks. We still gave up 6 sacks, but there's reasons behind that. At the end of the day, you don't have a right tackle problem if you just put in Cornelius Lucas. We had this conversation already. You can upgrade the offensive line without doing anything drastic, but just making one move. Coach Kev, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, already knew Ron wasn't going to make no staff changes. What do you think about kicking the tires on B. Flores next year? Him and EB together sounds good. You know what? That doesn't sound bad at all. What is his title in Pittsburgh right now anyway? Is he still in Pittsburgh? He might have moved up to somewhere. He might be in Tampa or somewhere. Where is he at? Is he calling plays yet? I know Tomlin just gave him a title and gave him a job so he could get back into the league. I would love Brian Flores because that's one thing I knew about the Miami Dolphins. That they were going to play defense when Brian Flores was there. Their offense won't shit. But, boy, they were going to play some damn defense. You give him these pieces, and I bet you he could get something out of it. And he strikes me as one of those dudes that's a huge accountability guy because he came from New England. That's not bad. That's actually not a bad name that you just pulled out there, Coach Kev. Mike Jank, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Double up. Thank you for doubling up, Mike Jenk, who writes, oh, and I ain't forgot. Tell them Braves we on the way. Hey, we waiting. We'll see you on Saturday. We'll see you on Saturday. We got some get back for y'all. Y'all got us good last year. We ain't forgot about that. Junior 13, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Junior writes, Rivera is equal to that of a player that is past their prime. Only use is for culture and locker room presence. Sort of like when we got Thomas Davis here, Ron's first year, right? That runs out quickly, though. We need innovation and motivation. No old coach is relevant. Pete Carroll is old coach. He's relevant because Pete is full of life and energy and zest, right? There's a different level of energy that Pete Carroll brings to the table. And that message players respond to. That's not what we got going on here. So yeah, I'm with you. We need some new blood, some fresh blood in here. Frankie, yo, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB. Double up. Thank you for doubling up. Who writes? Go back to last year. Tell yourself we would have a quarterback throw for 400 and we would lose the game by 20. What do you think past Louie would say to you? I'd say you a damn lie. Or we got our ass whooped 40-20 by the Chicago Bears on Thursday night. That's what I would probably tell you. Because in order for you to throw it 51 times, that's some Carson Wentz shit from early in the season last year. You got to be down big to throw it that many times. No coordinator in their right mind is going to have their quarterback sling it 51 times unless you're trailing big and you got no choice but to throw it. So I probably would have told you, man, we probably got mopped 40-20 by the Bears, who were winless coming into the game on a Thursday night and was down 27-3. That's probably what the past Louie would have told you. Rob, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. He writes, it's been mentioned before, but the personnel decisions by Ron is baffling. I was okay with Forbes, but why not be aggressive and trade up for Avila or Branch in a second and pursue David Long in free agency? That would have been my plan. I'm watching David Long fly around for the Miami Dolphins. I'm watching Azeez Al-Shire fly around for the Tennessee Titans. And I'm watching Brian Branch, even though he did get injured, I'm watching Brian Branch pick passes off, blitz, get sacks, make plays for the Detroit Lions. And I'm saying that would have been all a part of my plan. But again, I don't make the decisions. I don't pick the personnel. And I'm not telling you that every personnel decision that I've told them to make would have been the best one. Corey Davis was the guy that I was interested in over Curtis Samuel. He's retired for whatever reason. I don't know what's going on. Curtis Samuel has actually been really good for us. So I'm not telling you everything that I say is right. But damn it, I felt like the plan of action that I put in place this offseason would have really been doing some good for this team right now. Anyway. Reedy Davis, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB. Reedy Davis writes, Lou, disappointed in the team, but still a Commanders, but still a fan. Commanders Nation, NHO. Hey, one game ain't gonna stop us from being fans. That's not gonna change who we are, right? We still fans at our core. You on with your man Louie T? Who am I speaking with? You on with your man Louie T? Who am I speaking with? You're on with your man Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
Yeah, this is Roosevelt.
What's going on, man?
What's good, man? Enjoy your content. Big fan. Been a fan 48 years old. Been a fan my whole life.
Hey, man, I appreciate it.
And last night was, I can't even describe what last night was. It was worse than the Monday Night Massacre, and I was deployed to Afghanistan watching that. It's just ridiculous. I'm tired of it. I'm a fan. I'll always be a fan. I ain't going nowhere, but him not firing Jack today don't make any sense because he can call the defense. There's one up there in Buffalo doing it. Yeah. So why can't he do it?
Yeah, no, if he wanted to, he could call the defense. You're right. Or he could give somebody else a job to do it. The linebackers coach, one of the defensive line coach. Somebody can give somebody else that responsibility if he wants.
Defensive line coach is not a bad idea. I don't trust the linebacker coach. But never mind, we don't use linebackers. We drafted the first line linebacker that's not on the field with the rest of the defense. Makes no sense to me. But anyway, I'm still married. EB, why we wasn't throwing the ball early in the game when you playing against fourth and fifth string defensive backs? Doesn't make any sense.
That's right.
I know what they're gonna do next week. They're gonna come out and ball out. Defense will play good. The offense won't. Offense, but they might get 20 points. But the Atlanta defense is kind of they okay. Defense will come out. They'll come with their head on fire.
I hope you're right because I ain't seen. I hope you're right because I ain't seen no proof or evidence of that this year.
But I know that just sent them a message without saying. Yep. He had talking to them last night or this morning. I guarantee you that. That's why I said they'll come out because you can't be over there with your hands folded on the sideline. Neither Jake or Warren look like they played football ever in their life, and they both played football at a high level.
Yeah, I think that's a byproduct of them just being, I think, older, like older guys. You know what I mean? They when they played in the league, it was a different game. They played in the 80s and in the 90s, right? Like it's a whole different game now. We talking about
and that's the scheme we run. We running the old mid-90s to 2005 scheme. That ain't gonna work no more.
Yep. Absolutely.
That scheme is not gonna work. Everybody's fast and playing in space, and our cornerbacks just look lost every week. Every week is the same thing since week one.
You're not wrong.
Sam getting beat up late in the game. Even Leno said it last night. Now, why are we keeping this guy in the game?
That's right. Leno, I told you, I think Leno was the one that spoke up about EB and because Leno ain't afraid to say how he feels. And Leno definitely said last night, I don't know why we got him in the game taking hits at the end when the game is already decided. He shouldn't be in there.
And another thing with this scheme, how in the hell we got 3 receivers that look like they don't even play on the team anymore? We shouldn't be a tight end friendly system. We should be a receiver friendly system. Joe Gibbs didn't run a system to feature his tight ends when he had the pocket. Everybody know that. Don't make any sense.
Yeah, I'm at a loss as to why we can't get our receivers more involved. But
Deja even play on the team anymore. That's the only one we know that still play on the team. Terry was out for like 10 minutes real time. We didn't see Terry on the field. I seen Pringle on the field. You can't be serious. And why is Yeoman the only one they throw deep shots to? And he dropped the ball. You got to lay out to get the ball at that time in the game. He lay out and make a catch. That whole game changed because everybody's going to get used to being like, okay, he's sitting there looking. And Sam, man, I look at Sam. Sam's like, come on, man. Help me out. He should have put a little bit more art. He got to learn how to throw that with a little art too.
Yeah, that's right. He do.
But I know you got to go, man. Appreciate the call. Thanks.
Hey, no doubt, man. I appreciate you, man. Take care. And hang in there, man. We going to make it.
Oh, I'm hanging. I ain't going nowhere. I've been a fan my whole life. I ain't going nowhere.
All right, man. Take care.
All right, have a blessing. Yep.
All right. Never again ×2. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, I'm 20 years old and I'm sick and tired of getting whooped prime time. We play good one game and then play like landfill the next. And Joey slides dog water. It sucks about Joey because Joey's not a bad kicker, but you got to make that kick, bro. Like, it's one thing to miss a kick in the second quarter. You can't miss that kick when we got to have it, And it's the same thing he did. Remember last year against Detroit? We fought our asses off. We were down 22-0. We fight to get to the, that point of the game. We score that touchdown late, and he misses the extra point, and we're down 9, and now the game's over. Remember that? Like, that's the shit that Joey Slye does. Every time we need him in a situation, this is what he does. And that's why I struggle with Joey, because this is what he does. And that's why I knew he was going to miss the kick. I thought about Detroit last year. I was like, he about to miss this kick. Anytime you think you about to have a shot, Joey going to miss. He don't miss when you got to have this kick to win or have this kick to tie the game, right? He misses when you got a chance to have a chance. You have to have this kick to have a chance. That's when he's going to miss. DC Fan 88, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. What's up, Lou? I don't think I seen Uncle Mo at all last night. Unbelievable. I saw him briefly. Third quarter, we scored a touchdown. Sam runs for the 2-point conversion. Defense gets the 3 and out. We get the football back. We moving. Uncle Mo got up out of his chair and he walked to the white chalk on the sideline, and he was going to cross over. And then Logan fumbled, and he went back and sat down, and he never got back up Reedy Davis, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Double up. Thank you for doubling up. Who writes, Lou, our coaches are old. Yeah, they are. Absolutely. Cruising 26, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Cruising 26 writes, it's sad when my best moment of the season is Washington losing to the Bears. Oh, well, misery loves company. Oh, does misery love company or what? That is really a sad state of affairs when your best moment of your season is laughing at someone else's misery. But that's where you are as a fan right now. And I'm not mad at you because, as you said so eloquently, misery loves company. Rob Yu, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB. My guy Rob Yu says, is there a D'Amico Ryans out there this year? You got to wait till the season kind of, develops and you see who's playing really well defensively. D'Amico was building for about 2 years in San Francisco because he took over for Robert Saleh and he had that defense buzzing. You don't really want to just give a guy an opportunity after 1 year. You want to see him do it multiple times so this is legit. I don't know if there's a guy out there right now that's been doing it for multiple years where you say, hey, that's a top-notch, top-flight defense. I don't want a defensive-minded coach, mind you. I want an offensive-minded guy to marry with Sam. But we do need to find a strong defensive-minded guy. You can find that guy somewhere else. It could be somebody's linebackers coach who has the ability to be a defensive coordinator, just needs that opportunity. Like Ron, back in the day was a linebackers coach for the Chargers, and then he got the opportunity to be a play caller in Chicago. You just wait for that opportunity, right? We got to find that guy. Again, Josh Harris and his group, it's their job to find a GM. That GM finds a coach, and that coach finds that defensive coordinator, right? So it's a process. It's a process. Spence Colleagues, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB who writes, can Forbes be fixed or is he already a buzz? Of course he can be fixed. It's a confidence issue right now. His confidence is in the toilet right now. It's their job to reach in the toilet, pull it out, rinse it off, put a little soap on it, get it nice and clean, shine that shit up, and get this man feeling like how he felt when he came out of Mississippi State. That's their job. Big Kev, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Big Kev writes, who's on your short list for GM, HTTC? I have no idea. I mean, you know how I am during the season when actual games are taking place. I'm not worried about the off-season type stuff till we get closer towards the end of the season. Then we can start having those conversations. I told you this season's not done. We're 2-3. It feels like the season's done, but it's not. The funeral last night was for Jack and Ron, okay? The funeral wasn't for the season overall. The funeral was for Jack and Ron. We buried them as Washington coaches last night. They could keep going in spirit, but we buried them as coaches of this team last night. It's over. No matter what they do. Again, short of a trip to the NFC Championship game, they could go to the playoffs and win a game. I want them gone. You want them gone. We want them gone. Okay? So it doesn't really matter. So once we get to that point of the season when, the season's nearing its end, that's when I'll start looking at things like that. A1 the Great, thank you for being a member for 19 months. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, Lou, I'm outside with you, bro, and I'm still in the whip. I need Jack and Ron to get out and walk. They damn near crashed the whip. I already told them go ahead inside and pack their things. They can go. I already told them that. So we're going to take this last call, and then we're going to end the show. You're on live with your man, Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, Louie, can you hear me?
I can.
All right, this is Abdullah. How you doing, man?
What's going on, Abdullah?
All right, man. Listen, I said this last year. We have a big issue when it comes to our drafting and free agency. I mean, we make questionable decisions.
Mm-hmm.
We're not making the right decisions. I mean, we see what happened with Jamin Davis. We were all expecting to get a different player than Jamin. We were hoping to get something better than Jamin.
Mm-hmm.
I think you predicted that we would get Jamin that year. I said that year as well, we had slow cornerbacks. We only had like 4 or 5 speed cornerbacks, something like that. But,
this is the problem now, because now we were hoping to get Christian Gonzalez. Now we got Emmanuel Forbes. And it's not even just the draft. I mean, the draft we can put a pass and say, look, they wanted to get their guys. But the free agency is what really like irks me, because we had so many chances to bring in impact players.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we see what the Eagles did. I mean, we see how the Eagles went after DeAndre Swift.
Mm-hmm.
We see how they went after A.J. Brown. I mean, the year before that, how they were trading their picks. I mean, we're not aggressive, and that's what I see with this coaching staff. It's not like with Jay Gruden, we had the opposite issue. Jay Gruden would go after players like Landon Collins and sign big contracts, and we'd have some success, but we didn't have the core players. Now we have core players who can contribute, but we do not have enough blue chip. And I mentioned this last year to you. I don't know if you remember. So, I mean, this is the problem we're having, man, and that's the problem I see with Ron. He's very conservative. Mm-hmm. He doesn't take those shots at those players that can help. I mean, look at what the Eagles are doing. Even just signing Bradley Roby. I mean, it's not a big signing, but at least they're trying different things to see what they can fix the secondary. We're not trying nothing. We're staying stagnant. We didn't sign out Lyle Collins, who's still available, by the way. We're not making any movements, and this is one of the things I have an issue with Ron, and I had issues with him for 4 years. And we keep talking about developing young players, give them time. It's not working out. I mean, we're not taking any risk. And I think Ron is still playing like he has another year.
That's right.
He's still making moves like we have another year.
That's right.
He's not actually, giving this team a chance with different players. And that's the problem I have with Ron. I don't think he's taking enough risk, if that makes sense.
I couldn't agree with you more. Like, I mean, last night to me was a microcosm of what he's become. He's a shell of himself. Last week not going for 2. Okay. I didn't agree with it. You guys knew that in the moment. I told you exactly how I felt. He should have gone for 2 in the win. You send a statement to your team, whether you win or lose, the team knows, hey, he believes in us. Let's go for the win there, right? We don't need to play extra football. Last night, you're down, 16 points. It's 4th and 2. Your quarterback makes an incredible scramble, right? It's 3rd and 17. He breaks 4 tackles, runs down the sideline, lowers his shoulder, knocks over his own offensive lineman, and picks up 15 yards, and it's 4th and 2. He gets up, he's got a hole in his sock, and you tell him to come off the field. We're kicking the field, right? What are we doing, man? I understood why he kicked the field goal, but what are we doing? It was 27-3, bro. You're still playing for the long game. Go for the,
sorry, Lou, go ahead.
No, you good. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was just going to say, I mean, you're making a great point, because if you think about it, the way the game flow is going, I mean, a lot of us were saying, no, we've got to punt, or let's kick the field goal, because we can trust our defense. But if you see how the defense was playing, giving up big plays the week before to A.J. Brown, they got DJ Moore. You just gave up a touchdown to DJ Moore. Mm-hmm. Why would you trust put your defense in that situation, knowing that they've been struggling all day? So, I mean, and that, it's these kind of inconsistencies I see with Ron. He wants to be conservative, but then it's like, okay, if you claim to be conservative, then the analytics would tell you, no, you need to go for it on 4th down. Or no, you can't kick this field goal. We need to try to go for the touchdown, because we can't trust our defense to hold DJ Moore. And these are the kind of things I see for Ron. Is very inconsistent, even with his own philosophy. And the worst times, it just shows you that we're having a big problem when it comes to our coaching staff. And what's crazy, Lou? I wish we got Jonathan Gannon, honestly, because I think Jonathan Gannon, from the Cardinals coaching staff, did what he did with that defense overnight, with Kaiser White, Kayvon Wallace, having Zach Ertz. It would be a big improvement over having Ron here. And one more thing I'll mention, Lou, before I go, because I've been talking a lot. The thing I have also a problem with is Ron hasn't done too much in terms of staff to change the scheme. Like, he's done enough, but not too much. I mean, when it comes to the D-line, that wasn't his pick. The only picks we have from him are Chase Young. Yep. And the other picks, first-round pick, Jamin Davis, who hasn't, developed the way we wanted to, and Emmanuel Forbes. Jahan Dotson, I'll give a pass to, because I like Jahan Dotson. Mm-hmm. But, this is what I see, man. All of these picks that we have, this D-line, is all from Jay Gruden's era.
Yep. It's facts. That's facts. A lot of the core. Hey, Abdullah, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the call. Take care.
Thank you, Willie. Take it easy.
Yeah, likewise. We talked about this in the past. A lot of the core players that are here, they're not here because of Ron. Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, Terry McLaurin. Those guys were here before Ron. They predate Ron. You know, the guys that have gotten contracts. How many guys has he signed, re-signed here that are his own draft picks? Not many. Most of the guys that have gotten paid have been guys that were here before Ron got here. And I don't think very many of the guys that he did bring here via draft are going to be re-signed here. Now, all of those guys in that first draft that Ron got here, those guys are up for contracts. Are we re-signing Antonio Gibson? Probably not. Is Cam Curl going to be back? I don't know. I wish I had the answer. I really don't know. The next regime comes in here, and they may not value Cam Curl at the way that this regime values Cam Curl. You know? You look at the rest of that draft, Chase Young's definitely not going to be here, if I had to guess. So, and you look at that draft, and you say, I don't know if these guys are going to be here. A lot of those guys. You know, we'll see. But I don't know. Alan Nudis, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Alan Nudis writes, Gruden in a similar situation did not make it to the end of the season. Why should Rivera, with arguably a better roster, if this continues? There's a chance that he won't. I told you, we have the perfect bye to fire a coach. We had a week 14 bye. If there was ever a bye that screams, hey, you can fire your coach now, it's week 14. That's the latest possible bye you can have in an NFL season. We got it 2 years in a row. So if we're not in the playoff hunt, which I surmise that we will, I suspect that when we get to week 14, we're going to be right in the thick of things in the NFC wild card. That's my guess. Because that's what Ron and company do, is they give us false hope and then they pull the damn rug from under us, or as my guy Derek B likes to say, they put the football down, and right when we come up to kick it to try to go to the playoffs, they loosey our ass and pull that bitch, and we go flying in the air and fall on our back like Charlie Brown. If this continues, Ron will be gone. Trust me. He won't make it through the whole season. Just like he didn't make it through the last time he was a part of a ownership change in Carolina where he didn't make it through the entire season. He won't make it here either if it continues. Frankie Yo, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Frankie Yo writes, Lou, I'm outside, but the forecast is calling for rain, and I know this defense ain't covering for me. Hey, better get you an umbrella. Don't want to catch a break. Don't want to get rained on. Very doubted. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. My guy BD. Double up. Thank you for doubling up and writes. Lou, I appreciate the therapy. Respect. I felt like it was necessary. Coach Kev. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Double up. Thank you for doubling up, Coach Kev, who writes, I know they looked at the Philly game tape and told DJ, hey, you know how to run that post corner, right? All the routes we got beat on were the same. I told you it's a copycat league. You didn't think they were going to try to take advantage of Emmanuel Forbes? You're right. You didn't think they were going to try to do a lot of the things that the Eagles were able to do against us? You're right. Or the Bills did against us? The Bills ran that same little post corner for the 35-yard touchdown to Gabe Davis. Right after the turnover, right after the punt return, and then the holding penalty they tacked on, and they had the Washington 35 in the first play. They come out, max protect, play action fake, two-man show, post corner, touchdown. You don't think they were going to run that shit again? That's the route he got open on Benjamin St. Juice. Little post corner action. Where is our safety at? And Juice, he said, that's on me. My eyes got big. I was looking at another route, and I was trying to jump something. Like he make plays. The shit was kind of comical, but Juice is my guy. I'm not even going to rag on Juice. And I like his accountability. He said, that's on me. That's my fault. I was being nosy, being greedy, and I lost my luggage. John McInnes, thank you for the super. Stand up, John. As the newest member of the MOBB, Mob, y'all know what it is. Show John McInnes some love. Show him what it's like to be the newest member of the MOBB. Really appreciate you, John McInnes. Welcome to the squad. Greatly appreciate you. G-Style, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB. My guy, G-Style, writes, what it do, Lou? What's going on, G-Style? Says, My heart and my wallet is hurting after that horrendous performance. Run game, D, is what hurt me the most. Seahawks fans were spot on about Barton. We need a real dog to quarterback our defense. Look, the Seahawks, I told y'all this when we got Barton, and I still don't think Barton's doing as terrible a job as a lot of you, but I just want better at the position. Barton is mid, okay? Y'all are treating Barton like he's absolute garbage can juice. I disagree with that, but he's mid. Cole Holcomb was mid. So all we did was swap out Cole Holcomb for a bigger, slower Cole Holcomb. So in my estimation, I just want better, which is why I wanted David Long, which is why I wanted them to go after Azeez Al-Shire. Go after somebody that can come in here and make a difference. Or at least draft somebody, try something. Don't worry, that's the last year we're going to do this shit. Get rid of these bastards. We're going to get us a linebacker in here. Don't you worry. John McInnes, thank you for the super sticker. Greatly appreciate you. Once again, welcome to the MOBB. So glad to have you on board. That guy with a 357. Damn, that's a hell of a name. Stand up. You are the newest member of the MOBB. Mob, y'all know what to do. Show that guy with a 357 some love. Welcome him with open arms. It looks like we got a little bit of protection in the mob now. All right? That guy with the 357 ain't bullshitting. Welcome to the squad. So glad to have you. So that's going to do it for me, your man Louie T, here on this therapeutic session the day after a 40-20 ass thrashing at the hands of the Chicago Bears. Didn't see it coming. Oh, you know, Dumb and Dumber told you one of my favorite movies. He said, I didn't even see it coming. I didn't see this shit coming. But as I said already, the season is not done. We're 2-3. We got this little, pseudo bye week. I think as fans, we need this shit too. Just sit back, watch everybody else. And it might make us depressed watching everybody else play and play well and thinking about how garbage we looked the last time you saw us. But they'll be back. They'll be back. And I think they'll be much better than the last time we saw them, which is an understatement. Can't be much worse, right? Especially in the first half. But in any event, y'all know what it is. Al Butts, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, Lou, here is a confusing moment last night. What the F was the number 2 fullback look on 3rd and 1 on our opening drive last night when B-Rob lost a yard? That told the story of our first half last night. Shaking my head. So that's a formation. The split backs is a formation that they've run multiple times this year when they needed a yard. Usually that guy is Chris Rodriguez that they handed to. Quick little handoff, fullback dive. This time they gave it to B-Rob because Chris Rodriguez wasn't playing, and they gave it to B-Rob last week in that same situation against Philadelphia, and he got the yard. Barely, but he got it. And that was on the first drive too. If you recall, that was on the 4th and 1 we had against Philadelphia, and they did that same play, and B-Rob got the first down. So they've shown that on film 3 or 4 times, so the Bears knew what was coming, which is why I said, EB, why not? You had Jahan come in jet sweep motion. Why not just give it to Jahan this time? They're looking for the halfback dive out of split backs. So why not give them a curveball? Jahan would have got to the edge easy. You saw what they were doing. They were shooting for the gaps, trying to get into the backfield because they knew halfback dive was coming. Give them something different. I was a little disappointed in that, but it is what it is. Anyway, I digress. You guys have a great rest of your Friday. We get the last episode of the Continental tonight. I don't know if y'all been watching. That's some good shit. If you're a John Wick fan, how could you not have been watching? So you get the last episode of that. And Drake dropped the album today for the dogs. So check that out. And watch some football and just sit back, relax, watch some college ball. Baseball playoffs start this weekend. They really get started this weekend. And just enjoy. Get this shit off your mind. Hit the reset button. Come back next week. And let's go get after the Atlanta Falcons. It's still NHL. Y'all know what it is. Ain't shit changed. Still NHL. All right.
New how order.
I'll take care. God bless. Good night.